Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. Welcome to the show, everybody. Glad to be here before you is Dr. Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist, your residual income and wealth mentor, online marketer, author of a few books, but most importantly, everybody, your friend. And so listen, I welcome you here to the show. And so what we're going to do right now, we're preparing ourselves to go live on Facebook for all of you who are tuning in by way of podcast right now. We are preparing to go live on Facebook. So please stand by, everyone, as we are getting this thing ready to go. We're definitely gearing up, and I'm praying that you've all had a wonderful, wonderful day thus far. For those of you who are in other countries and it may be morning, you're just beginning your day. And so I do welcome you guys here. I thank you so very much for plugging in to the show on tonight. So let's go ahead and let's prepare to get started here on Facebook. All right, so bear with me really quick. All right. Hello, hello, hello for everyone who is out there in Facebook world. How's everybody doing? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning for every one of you on Facebook. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. Welcome to the night show for all of you who are tuning in on this very, very beautiful, beautiful evening here in Chesapeake, Virginia. It's about 7:35 p.m. as we're going live right now. Now, depending on where you are in the world, you could be catching this as a replay, but either way, we welcome you here to the show. I thank you so very much for being here with me during this particular session. And so listen up, guys. I am Dr. Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist, your residual income and wealth mentor, author of a few books. But look, out of all of that, most importantly, your friend. That's it. That's the only thing you really have to remember. And so I thank you so very much for being here with me during this session. And so this show goes live every single night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7:30. So mark your calendars. Do not miss a stream here with me, especially for those of you who want to accomplish a number of things. So the mission of the show really is to empower leaders like yourself, because you are a leader. So empowering leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. Those are the three areas that we look to help you to grow in within this particular show. So for those of you who are really like, look, there has to be a better way, you've come to the right place. And so there are several ways that you can participate here with the show. Number one, like it or love it. Okay, like it or love it. Like, if you're serious about growing as a leader, if you truly, truly are looking to just supersize, maximize your income and get that residual coming in, yes, this is the spot to be at, right? Every single night, 7:30 p.m. And also, another way to participate is by commenting below. Let me know where you're watching from. I want to know where you are. For those of you who are in Africa, where are you? For those of you who are in Asia or Europe or Australia, where are you? I would love to know that. So go ahead and hashtag, let me know what city, what state, what country you're tuning in from. And even if you're catching the replay, hashtag it, replay, okay? Hashtag replay. And then the other way to participate is by surely sharing this out onto your timelines, groups, fan pages, text people, let them know that you want them to grow. You want to help them to grow. All right. So as I've really asked you all to share it, you all know that I am going to share this thing. So let me go ahead and share it. I'm going to share it right now. I'm going to share it with a couple of my business colleagues. So for all of my wealth building family members, you already know what's coming up next. Ow! Okay? Go ahead and shout it to the rooftops. Ow! 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 Come on now. All right now. We're excited about, of course, our family out there, all of my wealth building family. I can't wait to see you guys the next time that we physically are able to see one another. Man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be pandemonium. Okay? All right. And there's another reason why it's going to be great too, because many of you are going to be pulling up in those vehicles. I'm not even going to get into that right now. But look, let's get into tonight's talk. Tonight's talk. Look above. I want you to look above really quick. For those of you who didn't catch it, look above really quick. So if you missed out on the topic, because the topic is really important. It's really important. This is the holiday season. People, the parking lots are still packed out there. They're still packed. People are out there buying all of these gifts. Okay? Listen, my kids still have gifts from throughout the year that they barely even touched. So that just lets you know, okay, that is not that serious. It's not that serious. It's really about the love, your presence, your ability to reach out and call, pray for someone. That's really important. Okay? That's what I believe is important during this holiday season, especially this year. So, anywho, right? I want to talk to you about an important L word. Can I talk to you about an L word? But before I dive into the L word, there's an important gentleman. He was an American oil tycoon by the name of J. Paul Getty. How many of you know who J. Paul Getty is? He had a principle, and the principle spoke about wealth. It spoke about wealth. There was a wealth principle that he spoke of, and what I'm going to attempt to do right now is I'm going to attempt to share my screen. And as a matter of fact, I might not even need to do that for this wealth principle. Because the one wealth principle that he spoke of, which was really, really powerful to me, okay, really extremely powerful to me, is that he made one comment. He was just pretty much saying that he would rather have the efforts of 100 people rather than focusing on 100% of his own efforts. That's what he was speaking of. And ultimately, he was describing leverage. He was describing the fact that wouldn't it make more sense to really, really take advantage of the efforts of 10 people, 100 people, 1,000, 10,000 people, rather than just my own efforts? Because we all have 24 hours in a day. We spend a portion of that time sleeping, right, or eating. And if you have a 9 to 5, you're driving, and then you're in that location, whether it's for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you're in that location for a certain period of time. So then you're left with a couple of hours. So then how are you truly, truly maximizing the time, that whole 24-hour period? Well, wouldn't it make more sense to see if you can leverage the efforts of others to really achieve a common goal that you all may have in common? How many network marketers, those of you who are watching this tonight or on demand, okay, how many of you are network marketers out there? Go ahead and say, I am a network marketer. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section, because many of you know the power of this concept called leverage. And I'm going to pull up maybe about 2 images right now. Okay, I'm going to pull up 2 images because I'm going to talk a little bit about leverage. And yes, it's a teaching moment. It surely is a teaching moment. So let me pull up this one image first, and then I'm going to go to another one, which is really going to take it home for us. Okay, so hopefully you see the one image that I'm showing you. It's really broken down into 4 quadrants, which is related to Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. So it's really based on how you're generating and bringing in income. I want you to think about this in terms of yourself and how you're bringing in income. Because with this cash flow quadrant, you see here that Robert Kiyosaki, he splits it up into 4, where E stands for employee, S for self-employed, B for business owner, and I for investor. Let's take a quick look at each of these, okay? Linear income. You see what he has here? Linear income. That's when you're exchanging hours for dollars. So if you're not giving of your hours of your day that you have, you're not going to receive the dollars. So you have a job where you are given a title, a position, at a particular organization. And so it requires your time. And as you can see, it says here is not ideal. Some people enjoy working their 9 to 5 day, and that's what they're choosing to do because they have to generate that cash flow in this season of their lives. So you are employed. The only concern is you have a limited amount of control over your hours, right? Because you have to dedicate those hours to that employer, right? And so depending on what your goal is, if you want a lifestyle of freedom, you don't want to remain here. Because again, your time is limited, your income is capped. You have cash flow, but it's capped at whatever they tell you that you can earn. But how about the S quadrant, standing for those who are self-employed? You own a job. You said, no, I'm tired of working for such and such. And so you go create a job. You create one, right? You still have limited amount of time, but you have a little bit more money. Okay, you have a little bit more cash, I should say, coming in. Again, this is not ideal. You're still trading your time for money, right? Starting over every day at zero. Okay, starting over every single day at zero. If you're not giving up of your time, guess what? You're not going to bring it in. So if you're just a lawyer, just a coach, just a speaker, and you're not doing anything else, you are still limited. There's only but one place that you can be at one time. So if it's just your efforts, guess what? You have no leverage whatsoever. Okay, none. But how about leveraged income? Let's talk about that with the B quadrant here. All right, business owner. So this is where you actually own a system. It's either a system of resources or a system of people. Okay, people. So either people work for you, like CEOs of some of these, corporations that still exist. Some of them went out of business, but there are some who still exist, right? Okay. And some big popular ones out there too. You all know those that we're talking about. We're actually on one of them right now. Let's not get into that, right? But people either work for you or they work with you. With you, okay? And so guess what? It's really you leveraging the efforts and the time of people. This is leverage. So if you want to create leverage, you want to be here as a business owner. Okay, create a system. If you don't create a system, then with like the S quadrant, you are the system because you don't have anybody working for you. You are the system. You do everything for the most part. But if you have a business, whether it's a home-based business, network marketing business, listen, you have people working with you or for you. All right? You have a system in place that works on your behalf. But let's consider also the I quadrant, where there are investors, okay? This is where you take the cash that you may receive from a source, and now the cash is working for you. The cash is working for you. So income is not dependent on you being presently there. It's not dependent on you. So even in the I quadrant, guess what's also happening? You can establish passive income instead of regular income. Regular income, time for dollars, and then you have passive income that can come in because you created leverage. Okay? Leverage. Passive is when you do a certain thing for a certain amount of time, and guess what happens? It will continually come in whether you're doing that activity or not. It will gradually begin to come in on its own. All right? Because of that task that you've engaged in. Now, I want to show you yet another image. Can I do that? Because I really want to drive it home with this regular income versus passive income. Let's talk about it a bit more. Here we go. All right, so hopefully you see what I'm looking at. You see this chart right here. Okay, so a little image. Regular income versus residual passive income. Passive income. You see that? Look at the difference. It's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. Regular income, this is where income grows linear, exchanging one for another, hours for dollars. Income stops if you become disabled, God forbid. Okay, if something was to ever happen to you, guess what happens? Your income stops coming in. Right. That's detrimental. Remember when this whole pandemic happened and people were just working a job and that's it? As soon as the layoffs happen, the businesses begin to shut down, guess what happens to people's income? It shut down too. and you become a victim of income chasing. Now you're trying to chase the next job. You're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then you become dependent upon unemployment. And if the unemployment shuts down, because now you're giving control over whether your family eats or not, you're giving control over to the government because you're depending upon unemployment and all of these other sources that the government may give you. Why allow someone else to control whether you can eat or not? That doesn't really, here in the McKnight household, that will not happen. Okay, that will not happen. Now look at this also with regular income, where a person is financially dependent on a job. You're dependent on it because if the check doesn't come in, how are you going to pay for your take care of your bills, your responsibilities, care for your children, and even yourself? How are you going to do that? And then you don't have enough time to truly enjoy the income, especially for those who are self-employed. And you might be bringing in a couple $1,000s or whatever because you're an attorney or lawyer, whatever it may be, a contractor. But if you're not doing the work, it's going to stop. See, if work stops, the income stops. But residual income, this is where your income grows exponentially. The income can continually come in indefinitely because of your efforts, the seeds you sown, okay, the activities you've engaged in. And there are different companies and programs that would allow you to get in position to gain passive residual income. Residual income will give you true financial independence, okay, time freedom that you deserve for you and your family. And the income continues to be created. All right. And see, this is what I really want to emphasize to you, because there are some people who are still depending on the job. They're like, they have a good job. And so they just give you those two famous words, I'm good, when you're showing them something a better way, whether it's online marketing, okay, where you're leveraging the internet to bring in income, or affiliate marketing, where there's a product or service created and you're sharing the product and service with other people, or the opportunity so that people can become their own CEO. And see, the beautiful thing about this is many opportunities out there that will help you to create passive income, but you have to choose the one that's best for you. You see, I've been involved in this industry of network marketing since 2002, and I connected with a wealth building family about 4 years ago, and it really revolutionized my life, my husband's life, and my two children's. Many of you know the testimony, but really quick, I was a part of that S quadrant predominantly as a speaker, trainer, and coach with the John Maxwell team. And then once the pandemic hit, it's like, okay, I got to have that residual income coming in more frequently, right? And so, of course, I had the system in place, being connected to wealth builders, being connected to systems that were working on my behalf. And we were generating income, passive income, while we were sleeping. And so now the position that we're in is that we're here with our children. We have passive income coming in, and it's not passive dollars. It's passive assets. Catch that. For those of you who know the difference between liabilities and assets make even more money for you. So not only are we we're bringing in passive income, but it's passive income in the form of assets. I'm talking about cryptocurrency. I'm getting paid in Bitcoin. How many of you watching this particular stream right now, you're getting paid in Bitcoin? Go ahead and say paid in Bitcoin below in the comment section. Go ahead and type that in for me. I want people to know that you are getting paid in Bitcoin. And for those of you who are watching this, we could be newly friends and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about. How is she getting paid in Bitcoin and paid with cryptocurrency? Many people are buying it. You're going to an app or some type of exchange just to get the assets. We're getting paid in it. We don't have to necessarily buy it, but that could be the case for you. So as I'm wrapping this up, for those of you who are tuning in right now, you want to get paid with an asset that's going to increase, has the probability to increase in value. I want you to go ahead and say, paid in Bitcoin now. All right? Paid in Bitcoin now. or account, whichever way you want to say it, or reach out to the person that shared this with you. Either way, let us know that you want a free account. It's really free to get connected to the resource we have. And so all you got to do is say paid in Bitcoin now, or inbox the person that shared this with you, and we will get you connected. There's more beyond the free account, by the way. But just with you getting a free account, you can actually position yourself to get paid in Bitcoin. But if you want to expedite the process, there are some other things that we're going to encourage you to do. All right. So thank you so very much, everyone, for tuning in here to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. We, as leaders, we are building wealth, generational wealth, so that our children and our children's children can have an even better lifestyle. We can start living our best life right now, starting at the end of 2020. We don't have to wait till 2021. We can start living it right now. We have to plug into the right systems, the systems that's going to help us to bring in that passive income. And so I appreciate you all. Thank you so very much for watching on tonight. It's been a pleasure to be here with you, Dr. Lakeisha McKnight, signing out. And so until the next time that we come together again, I do encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.